Hey, what's going on? It's Gerardo, iPro Realty Network. And hey, thanks for coming through and visiting with me. Today, I want to talk to you about foreclosures. Are foreclosures coming on the market? Are we going to start seeing a bunch of foreclosures hitting the market? This is something we're going to talk about today, so you want to stay tuned. I want to talk to you a little bit about a topic that I think it's on top of a lot of people's minds right now, especially if you are somebody that has been in the market to buy a home, or if you're somebody who owns a home and has thought about selling. And this topic is about the foreclosures. And this is something that I believe is important to discuss right now because there's a lot of discussion about this, and there's basically groups on both sides of the fence here. And so, when it comes to making, real estate predictions, honestly, if we can make predictions accurately, I think a lot of us would be super rich by now, right? And so my point is that it's just really difficult to try to predict what will happen with real estate. So really, all we can do is just kind of look at the data, see what's going on, and we can kind of get an idea of where things are going, and then we can make moves and adjustments or whatever, according to the data that we have. And so when it comes to the foreclosures, there's a lot of people that believe that we're going to start seeing a bunch of foreclosures on the market, and there is reason to believe that. I follow different real estate gurus and different real estate experts, investors, and that kind of thing. And so I'm kind of seeing, kind of two sides of this discussion. And on one side, there's a group that believes that, once the foreclosure moratorium expires, which will be in June, that, come July, we're going to start seeing a bunch of foreclosures on the market, and that's going to affect prices. And not necessarily that home prices will drop, but at the minimum, they'll kind of level out. And at worst, they might drop some. And I know that, it's all going to be relative to different markets and that kind of thing, because some markets are hotter than others. There's some places where, real estate is just really taking a beating, people leaving, and so prices are being affected that way. While other areas, as an example, St. George, Southern Utah, it's super, super hot. It seems like everybody's moving here. And so for some of us, it's really difficult to believe that prices will be affected, because even if there were foreclosures on the market, there's going to be tons of people that are just going to be ready to swoop up those properties. The competition's still going to be there, so they'll just continue to drive the prices up anyway. So anyhow, back to the foreclosures. So the foreclosure moratorium was supposed to expire, I believe, was February, and it was extended down to July. So basically, just kick the can down the road. Let's deal with that later. Let's not worry about it right now, kind of thing. The problem, though, is that there's a lot of missing details with it, and so this group of people believes that if nothing happens, the moratorium expires. Banks are going to start knocking on people's doors and saying, "Hey, pay up or get out," and so there'll be foreclosures on the market. Another group of people says, "No, Congress is going to step in. They're going to come up with some kind of a plan to try and help people stay in their homes, and they'll do whatever they can to prop up, the real estate market." And they'll basically do whatever they can to keep foreclosures from happening. And so, which side, which one do you go with? It, it, are you of the belief that banks are gonna want their money and they're gonna start foreclosing on people, or do you believe that the government is there to protect you, and they'll go in and make sure that you don't get foreclosed on? Those are kind of the different scenarios that we're kind of looking at here. And so it makes it really difficult to really predict if there will be some kind of a crash, whether there will be foreclosures or not. I can say that just from the data that I'm looking into, there is a lot of people that are in default. And even here in southern Utah, there is a lot of people that are in their mortgage default, meaning they've stopped making their payments, and those have been recorded. And so there is a lot of people that if something doesn't happen, if they don't get caught up with their payments, if the government doesn't step in to help them, they're going to lose their homes. That's just that's just how it is. And so whether or not there will be a ton of foreclosures, that's really tough to say. I do believe there will be some, but not a ton of them. And the reason I say this is because I have spoken to just a number of families that once the pandemic hit, they stopped making their mortgage payments, not because they lost their job or whatever, but because they could, knowing that banks were not gonna go in and foreclose on them. But there is other people that really lost their jobs, and those jobs aren't coming back, and they're affected. And so, I kind of tend to lean towards the idea that these, both sides of these people will need to prove that there was some kind of hardship that kept them from continuing to make their mortgage payments, and somehow work out some kind of a plan with them. And I think that the ones that just took advantage of the situation will probably end up getting penalized and either lose their homes or it's really, again, tough to say. But I do think that there will be some people that will have hope and will be able to keep their homes, and other people that kind of took advantage of the situation that might lose their homes. And so this is a big concern for a lot of sellers, because then they're wondering, okay, so if there is foreclosures on the market, is that going to affect home values? And the thing is that, yeah, if we do see foreclosures on the market come July, that will affect prices. If we get flooded with foreclosures, then that's going to affect pricing. But again, if we look at the southern Utah real estate market, we're seeing on average 30 offers per listing. And so that kind of tells me that even if we did see foreclosures, there's still going to be a ton of buyers that are there just waiting for a house to come on the market before they just all, excuse me, sorry, I just had lunch. There's a ton of a pool of buyers that are just waiting for a house to come on the market. So if foreclosures do come on, there's just the demand is still going to be there. And so in southern Utah, I don't know how much that will actually affect prices. If anything, they might kind of level out. We might not be seeing, $20, $30, $50,000 offers over asking. We might not see that. And so anyway, I think that at the end of the day, depending on what you want to do, whether it's buying or selling, all you can do really is just look at your situation, where you're at, look at the data of what's happening, and then just try to make a good, educated move based on the data that's there. So as an example, if you're a homeowner that has been thinking about selling, we know without a doubt that this is the absolute hottest market we've seen. We probably won't see this again. And we know that, real estate has been just going up and up and up. And we know that it cannot continue to go up forever. It just can't. At some point, it's got to top off, and it's either going to level out or drop. But it cannot continue on this upward climb. It just can't. It's unsustainable. It's just not gonna happen. And so this is the absolute best time to sell for the absolute most, to net the absolute most out of your house. And so I know that, the biggest concern for home sellers is, they look around and they realize there's not a whole lot of inventory. So if I do sell, where am I going to go to? Where am I going to find a house? And that's a very valid concern. And so the good news is that there is a program, something I call target marketing. And this is where I go out and I help you with finding a property that's off market. So as an example, you tell me what areas, what neighborhoods you're interested in. What I do is I spend my own marketing money to go out and market in those specific areas and neighborhoods to look for off-market properties, not for sale by owners, not anything on the MLS. So you're not going to have 20, 30 different buyers competing with you. So this is a very good approach for somebody that is wanting to sell for top dollar and is ready to find their next home. This is a great program for you. And again, for any buyers out there that are struggling to find a home, I can say that if you're looking on the MLS, biggest waste of time. You're wasting your time looking on the MLS. Everybody's there. All the buyers are there. That's why every house gets 30 plus offers. And so again, the best approach is to use target marketing to find off-market properties. Unfortunately, no other realtor offers this. I'm the only realtor, at least that I'm aware of, that I know of, that offers this. And so the good news is that I can help you. Bad news, if you have a realtor already you're working with, they probably have no clue what the heck target marketing is. So either ways, feel free to reach out if you have any questions, if I can help with anything. And so anyways, that's going to wrap it up about the foreclosures. Again, there's two sides of this. There's a group of people that says, yes, come July, there's going to be a ton of foreclosures. Prices are going to start to level off or drop. The other side says, no, the government is not going to allow this to happen. They're going to step in. They're going to come and save the day. So my question to you is, what do you believe will happen? Do you think that we'll end up seeing a bunch of foreclosures on the market? Or do you think that the government will step in to save the day? What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. And again, if I can help with anything, if you have any questions about real estate in Southern Utah, reach out, call me, text me, email me, send me a comment, whatever. I'd be happy to help. So thanks for your time, and I hope you enjoyed this. We'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.